Okay, so welcome to week 4. I know you guys have been working hard, and again, forgive my hoarse voice, but listen carefully. So, a couple of questions you guys have. When I post a video like this, you don't have to do a separate discussion on these videos. These videos are to supplement and for you to use this material for your current discussions. Okay? It's to add, assist, and I know who's watching the videos versus who doesn't based on your discussion posts. So these videos aren't that long, but they are key and important to your success in understanding the material. So please watch these videos not out of my own ego, but for your own purposes. So this is a video that announces week 4 and will give you some very key insights on how to address your discussion post for this week. Okay, moving on. So, with this week, with the discussion post and your assignments, it's right there in Blackboard, but here it is again. Watch the WCU story, read your web text, join the discussion, and reflect. If your score is not being reflected by your reflections, if it's not appearing on Blackboard, let me know. Some of you have been completing your videos and you've been doing your reflections, and Blackboard is supposed to automatically grade those things. I grade your discussion posts and your papers, but your reflections and videos should be automatically up there. If it's not, let me know. Blackboard, as you know, has been having a lot of problems. But let's get through this, but you can always email me and call me when in question. Now, this is your discussion post. It has to do basically with memory. I'm not going to read this to you. I know you guys can read it yourself. But if there's anything I want you to understand, it is that memory has been more and more problematic in the last few years. And I want you to reflect on that and to reflect on your own memory ability as well as what you can do to improve your memory and your attention. Okay? So, this is what this is really talking about, focus and memory. So, attention and memory are really interlinked. They have to go together. It's hard to remember something if you're not focused on it. So many people, for instance, who get mugged, what was the guy wearing? I don't remember. Somebody sees a car accident. What was the color of the car? I think it was this. We've proven that in those high stress situations, we can't focus. We're stressed. We can't focus. We don't, or we get the answers wrong. I think he was wearing a red shirt. In fact, he was wearing blue when we see in the security video. So the ability to focus, stay calm, drown out all this other stuff is so key, especially for your profession. Now, attention deficit disorder is going up. Again, not my opinion. This is from many different studies, but I've cited the institute here at the bottom. It's significantly going up. Now, some people believe that more people, far more people, have attention problems than just 10%. But at the very least, the health organizations, as well as the Children and Adults with Attention Deficit Disorder Society, say, look, it is going up. This has also been reported in the New York Times, Washington Post. It's all over the rage. Why is attention problems increasing in this country? Regardless of the stat, it seems to be trending up in a very significant way. Well, a number of things have been going on. Number one, the average American spends 3 hours a day on the cell phone, according to Harvard. That's 2,600 touches per day. Okay? 6.5 hours are spent on social media per day by teenagers, according to MarketWatch. 6.5 hours per week by Gen Xers, according to the New York Times. So this is huge. I have a very difficult time sometimes when I'm at dinner and with friends and so forth. Guys, put your cell phones away. All right? Somebody's on a date, put your cell phone away. It's very, very difficult to keep somebody's attention. Plus, I understand there is a difference between, well, Todd, I'm on social media right now watching your video. Then am I supposed to not do that? Well, I understand that. That being said, there is a difference between ding, I got a ding on my cell phone, I have to see who it is, versus work. I understand we have to work and study, you have to be on the computer, but we've even proven in studies by the National Institute of Health, when you get a ding on your cell phone, dopamine, which we've talked about in the human brain before, somehow goes off. It's like a little rush, it's a little drug, it's like a little, you know, shot of a painkiller. It makes us feel good. They've proven that video games are very addictive. The dopamine level, serotonin in your brain changes when you play video games. There have been some kids who have killed themselves through starvation and dehydration and lack of sleep playing video games. That's how addictive these things can be. So, 1 in 10 millennials would rather lose a finger than a cell phone, according to a survey done by Media Post. 15% of millennials said that they would give up sex instead of giving up their cell phone, according to the Media Post. 3 to 6% of people are addicted to porn, according to the National Institute of Health. So perhaps this has something to do with the lack of focus. Now let's say, hey, Todd, I'm not addicted to my cell phone. I'm not addicted to social media. I really believe I'm not. I try to focus. I do the best I can. Here's another thing. We see 4 to 10,000 advertisements per day, according to Red Crown Marketing. How is that possible? Billboards, radio ads, your cell phone, popping up ads, your emails, commercials, radio, it goes on and on and on. Okay? So, can that have something to do with our attention as well? That we're being bombarded with just thousands of advertisements per day. People say, oh, come on, it can't be 4 to 10,000. I wouldn't have time. We become so numb to it that we can't even begin to fathom it. You go into the grocery store, that does count. It's everywhere. That's a few hundred or 1,000 right there. You walk down the street, like this photograph here. Bam, 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 it's all over. You can't avoid it. When you have so much information that you can't retain it, then that's going to hurt your focus and your memory. Let's take a look at this. I've shown you this before. These are my grandparents. When they were growing up, they had no TV, no cell phones, they had no electricity. So therefore no air conditioning, they had no heater to speak of, they had to use fire. Often they had no shoes. But they did have the Great Depression. I don't know of anybody who was more focused than my grandfather there. He worked until he passed away. Retirement was not in his vocabulary. He could sit down and start something, whether it was a report or whatever he had to do, and he could do it for 12 hours. I have a friend, we call him Doc, over at the wrestling club. He's one of 200 people in the United States that has 3, count them, 3 residencies under his belt as a medical doctor. He's a medical doctor in 3 different areas. I said, why on earth did you do that? He says, I want to be marketable. Like, okay. He has one in oncology, one in family practice, and one in something else. I don't even remember. Shows you my focus. And I said, you must have a photographic memory. You must be unbelievable. He's like, no. He says, I'm really not. He goes, I don't have a photographic memory. I'm not that gifted academically. I said, and how on earth did you get 3 residencies as a medical doctor? He's board certified in 3 different areas. He just said, I sit down for 12 hours a day and I focus. That's what I do. It's a rare gift. Now, I'm not suggesting that we all do that. I am certainly not interested in having 3 PhDs. 1 is plenty for me. Having said that, what can we do to improve our memory? What can we do to improve our focus? I want you to consider some of the stats and some of the things I said here when you are addressing the post in your blackboard. You don't have to do another post. I also want you to really think about how you personally can improve your memory and focus. What can you do? I am challenging you to use social media, and I'm not against social media, I'm just against being addicted to it, to use your social media to find a valid reference. Hey, here's an exercise. Here's something I can do to increase my focus and memory. There are exercises and things you can do that have been proven by science. You guys are doing a great job. Once again, here's my information. Stay safe. I know this is very difficult. It's driving us crazy with all this corona stuff, but we will get through it. Let me know if you have questions, and I will talk to you soon. Welcome to week 4.